My mission, should I choose to accept it, is to tell you all about my most anticipated movie of 2023. What's up guys, welcome back to Unlimited Reads. My name is Chris and today I'm super excited to be delivering to you my very first special movie preview show where I'll be talking about my thoughts, my predictions, my theories for Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, due to hit theatres officially on the 12th of July, or if you're lucky, this weekend. Now, let me tell you that Mission Impossible is my favourite movie franchise of all time. Ever since I saw the first one 5 times at the cinema way back in 1996, and I've been a fan ever since. I've watched all the movies many times and I know them backwards, so you can imagine my excitement. We're only several days out from being able to experience the latest installment on the big screen. Now, I'll be seeing the movie twice in a very short space of time. The first time I'll be seeing it will be in Gold Class Luxury with my wife on a date night, which is going to be absolutely fantastic. It is awesome in itself. And the second time I'll be watching it in a normal cinema amongst the masses so that I can enjoy the atmosphere and just have that collective experience along with everyone else, which is going to be purely epic. So to say I'm looking forward to this movie is an absolute understatement. Now, throughout the video I'll be showing a few snippets from the trailer. Unfortunately, I can't display the full trailer on the channel because I'll be liable to get a copyright strike, which wouldn't be ideal for the channel, but I've been cheeky and just vlogged a couple of snippets here and there to show you and help illustrate my points. Okay, so let's kick things off by talking about the jump.
Our lives are the sum of our choices.
Now, unless you've lived under a rock for over a year, everyone has seen this stunt where Tom Cruise himself jumps off the cliff on his bike. And the YouTube featurette that was released last year just fueled so much hype because it was a really brilliant marketing initiative from Chris McQuarrie and Tom Cruise. I mean, you see a lot of movies where CGI has been added, but they were transparent enough to let you behind the scenes to show you how the stunt was made, and the end product that you saw just a few moments ago, the CGI looks incredible. They've hidden the ramp, they've replaced it with mountain terrain, right down to the dust coming off Ethan's tires as he takes that epic jump. And you can watch the featurette as many times as you like, or the the trailer as many times as you like. It's just not going to be the same as experiencing it on the big screen, and that is what I'm looking forward to the most. I think along with everyone else, there is such a buzz about it. Word of mouth has gotten around. The featurette video on YouTube went viral. Everyone is excited, and I just think it was a brilliant piece of marketing to guarantee people to get to the cinemas and watch this.
It's been a long time, friend. You've no idea the power I represent.
So, who is Gabriel? Obviously he's the main villain of the movie, but his presence raises a lot of questions. And in the latest trailer, Ethan is talking with his team and they ask him, well, who is this guy? And Ethan replies, someone I should have killed a long time ago. So it's obviously someone Ethan has had a past run-in with back before the first Mission Impossible movie, I would think. And if you're going to introduce a character like this, you're going to have to provide some sort of backstory or prologue at the start of a movie to sell that context. You can't just introduce a character and not have some form of backstory on why he is there. And I'll use an example from another franchise, Fast 9. John Cena played Dom's long-lost brother and he appeared out of nowhere. And you can't do that unless you have some backstory to sell that. And they did that quite well at the start of the movie at the racetrack, where Dom's father crashes into the wall and burns to death. And then we see the brother at the start of the movie. And I think in storytelling, it's very, very important. I think Chris McQuarrie is smart enough to possibly include some sort of prologue or backstory on how Gabriel came to know Ethan and what went on in the past, which has ramifications in the future when they're heading off against each other. So it's a very, very interesting mystery that I want answered, and I'm sure I'll get those answers. So I've got a theory about the third act, and it's no secret now that the third act involves the train sequence, which everyone has been watching over and over again like I have. And in various scenes in this sequence that have been shared with the public, everyone's seen it, where the Ethan has to run up the train, and at the end he's hanging onto a carriage. Now in this third act, I can't see Rebecca Ferguson's character Ilsa Faust. So I'm not sure why she isn't there, although Simon Pegg's character Benji isn't there either. So, you know, I could be clutching at straws here, but I'm just wondering why the whole team isn't in the final sequence. Maybe they're off on another story arc, I'm not sure, but it's certainly yeah, very, very curious. And again, I can't wait to find out the answer to that one. Now also with the eye patch scenes in early trailers last year, Ilsa Faust had an eye patch when she was taking sniper shots at the approaching riders in the desert. Now a lot of elite snipers tend to fire with both their eyes open, okay, and I feel that the patch was there purely to keep the sand and the wind out of the eye while she shoots at the riders approaching wherever she is. And it's revealed later in later trailers and TV spots that she didn't have an eye injury like a lot of people thought, and I didn't think that was the case. So I think that's very, very interesting. With the key that Ethan holds up in one of the trailers, that's a mystery in itself, which I can't wait to find out the answer for. I don't know what the key opens or what it operates, but when Ethan pulls the sleight of hand trick when he's with Hayley Atwell's character, he shows her the key, and it looks as if there's a point in the movie where the good guys gain the upper hand and they have some sort of advantage because they have this MacGuffin now. And as to what it does, don't know, but I'm sure we'll all find out.
Ethan, this mission of yours is gonna cost you dearly.
Now let's talk about Eugene Kittredge. I find it interesting that Henry Cioni is returning to reprise his role. He was the head of the IMF in the very first movie, and now he appears as a neutral party as to what's going on. There's a cryptic exchange between himself and Ethan where he's warning Ethan that the world's coming after him, and Kittredge seems to have advanced knowledge of what is actually going on. I think he's sandbagging a bit against Ethan. He's being very cryptic about it, and I think my theory is he is now in a high government position. He could be part of the Department of Defense. He could be part of the President's inner sanctum, or one of his staffers, because there is a picture here of Henry Cioni's character sitting with some military official. Whether they're in a briefing, I'm not sure, but I'm not 100% sure what Kittredge's role is in here. In the movie, but he seems to be a fence sitter and a neutral party, but it's going to be interesting to find out why he is there, so can't wait for that. Hayley Atwell plays Grace, the newcomer to the franchise, and she's helping Ethan in some capacity. Now I don't know why she's there. Is she a new IMF agent, or has she gone rogue against another agency to help out Ethan in their common cause? I just don't know, but I do know that based on early reactions, everyone is loving Hayley Atwell's role in the movie as Grace. It's not hard to imagine that she would stand out in this movie because she is an MCU fan favourite, so it's going to be very interesting why her character is there. I think there are going to be moments in the movie where it honours previous movies that came before it. I think Chris McQuarrie is all over that. In Fallout, there were quite a few Easter eggs to hunt if you were looking for them. The comment, "Did we get it? We got it," is from the first movie, and that was featured in Fallout. Also, when Ethan's going in a deep steep spiral in the canyons near Kashmir. You can hear the robotic voice of the helicopter saying terrain, terrain, pull up, and that's of course from Mission Impossible 2. And I think McHugh will do the same with this one, so I'm really excited to be on the lookout for Easter eggs galore. Here's hoping. Alright, let's talk about the setup for Part 2. I don't know how Part 2 is going to be set up yet from this movie, but personally in Part 2 I'd like to see the return of a few ex-IMF members. For example, I wouldn't mind seeing Jane back from Ghost Protocol. I also wouldn't mind seeing Declan or Zen from Mission 3 as a big team up towards the end climax in Part 2. I'd really like to see Jeremy Renner's character Brant return, because his role in Ghost Protocol and Rogue Nation were fantastic. He brought a really good piece of humour to the role, but unfortunately I'm not sure that's likely, because he is still getting around with a cane these days, because he did sustain multiple broken bones in a snowplow accident. So I'm not sure whether he's going to make an appearance, but it's fun to speculate on who might come back, and certainly will be very interested to see if any of those characters' returns are hinted at in the movie. Now let's talk about some gross earnings here. I think this one is going to be $1 billion movie, because it is going to be shortly following Cruise's Top Gun Maverick success, which made $1 billion at the box office. So it's an easy prediction to make that this will gross $1 billion. Now, someone started a debate with me on YouTube recently, and they said that I live in a bubble and that Oppenheimer will beat Dead Reckoning. Now look, I responded in kind, and I said to this individual, I'll be posting the weekend takings for both movies so you can compare them to settle that score. But on this though, Chris Nolan's Oppenheimer, apparently, if you read the news lately, he had first dibs on some IMAX locations, which put Tom Cruise offside. Tom Cruise was reported to be angry that he couldn't screen Mission 7 in as many IMAX locations as Nolan, but I don't think Tom Cruise has anything to worry about. He has a very loyal fan base. Mission Impossible is a solid franchise. Oppenheimer is a standalone. Now, there's no comparison in my opinion, and it may fuel some negative comments on here, but bring it on. I'm happy to debate it. But look, don't get me wrong, I have a lot of respect for Chris Nolan's work, and I will end up watching Oppenheimer myself, but Tom Cruise is such hot property right now, and his popularity is stratospheric, and I think Mission Impossible 7 is going to eclipse Oppenheimer. Sorry. So there you go, guys. That is it for my very first preview movie show. When I see the movie, I will give a spoiler-free review right here on the channel. I think my jaw is going to be on the floor the whole time, and can't wait to have a lot of my questions answered and see if any of my theories are correct. But if you want to share your theories with me in the comments below, please do that. If anyone has seen the movie, there have been premieres and things like that, so if you've seen the movie, I'll ask not to put spoiler comments on here. If I see spoiler comments, they will self-destruct in 5 seconds. So there you go, but I would be happy to compare notes. So thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, offer up any comments below, and I'll always respond to those. And until the next video, guys, I'll see you later.